What's up? It's the Prince of Queens, Brian Myers, and the host of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. And I just want to give a little shout out here to the Fig Life with host Richie the Real Deal Heel and Johnny Podcasting. I guess you guys are really into wrestling figures just like myself. As you can see, I'm surrounded by all my little friends, and I just want to remind you guys, stay true.
Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting edition of Fig Life. My name is Richie, the Real Deal Heel Broski himself, Richie, the Real Deal Heel Reardon, and I am joined as always with Johnny Podcasting, John Wangland. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Good to be here. We got some fun stuff in store for everybody tonight. We got some cool things. We're going to go a little pre-Attitude Era here tonight. So we're going to look at life before the Attitude Era with some of the big stars that were out there, some of the important figures that were in there in some way, shape, or form. And we got some cool merch here tonight, too. And you're rocking out some of it right now, man. Let's kick it off with the merch stand. What you got, man?
Yeah, man, I can't tell you how excited I am to show this on the show with everybody. I'll just stand up real quick, give a little fucking example here. But if you look, this is a authentic Zack Ryder entrance ring jacket. You can see all the details on it, all the logos. It's definitely signed twice on there. You got the woo woo woo, you know it, on the sleeves here, and then you turn around on the back. I don't know if you can see that very well. Yep. But you got the Statue of Liberty there on the back. And I'm telling you, man, this jacket was just a phenomenal pickup. Of course, they were selling a bunch of ring-worn gear from the WWE because they can't take it with them over there on the indie scene. And so I ended up picking up for a really good price. He signed it twice for me. And what a phenomenal piece this is, man. Proud to have it.
Nah, I would be too, man. That's nice. Do you know what he wore when he wore it at any point? Did he remember?
So he told me basically that this was from the United States title match. I can't remember if it was the one where he won it or if he was just defending it.
Very nice, dude. So yeah. that's got a good place in history there, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was very happy to pick it up. I made sure that, it's not something he's going to regret selling before he sold it to me, but he said he's got loads of shit sitting around that have the Zack Ryder name and he's not going to be able to use anymore. So you might as well get rid of it to somebody who's going to appreciate it, and I was much obliged to pick it up, man, along with a lot of other goodies.
Yeah, man. You got any more goodies to the merch stand tonight, or is that going to be it tonight that you're going to debut?
I do, dude. I got some sitting right here.
Did.
There is this great weight belt that I picked up, and if you guys look there, it's got the Major Pod logo on it. Beautiful, signed by Zack Ryder. He wore this when he worked out, and it is a phenomenally detailed belt. So I did pick up that. I also got some ring-worn shirts here. Picked up this from the Broski as well, signed. Got the Statue of Liberty on it with the Zack Ryder logo.
That was when you said he was teaming with John Cena, right?
Correct. It was during that feud. I don't know if it was at a house show or what. It was just mentioned that that's when you teamed with Cena. That's where this shirt came from. And then we come over here to the Z. The Long Island Ice Z, True Story. You got the signed headband from that 100th episode, the finale there, along with a shirt. And I have the broken pair of glasses that he got super kicked with Dolph Ziggler on. And this here is a pretty cool shirt. It's got the glasses. It says Sick across it. And as always, he signed it, and he put the Z True episode 100 on there for me.
Wow. Nice stuff, man.
Absolutely. Great pickups.
Always good pickups, man. And
I live out in Arizona, so I got to take this thing off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, take that off, man. Richie's not giving a sign to anybody out there that you suck or anything. That's just the new Kurt Angle shirt.
You take it for how you want it. Maybe there is some people out there that suck. I'm just kidding.
Very well could. You never do know, man. We do get some trolls here and there that come through, man. So I might be giving them a little sign right now, right?
Absolutely, man. You couldn't be more right about that. There is a few trolls out there that have that have a dislike for us, but they can take the you suck. But the rest of you guys in the Fig World Order, we're for life, so don't worry about that.
Give them that to the good ones right here, man, and to the other ones, we're gonna give them a little DX crotch chop and tell them to go suck.
DX chop.
You know, that's all we got to say out there, man, for that. Well, let's get right into it, man. We got the pre-Attitude Era we're gonna look at tonight, so we're gonna break down a couple of big figureheads in the Attitude Era. two superstars. One who was the commissioner, but this is his wrestling figure that we're gonna do for that one. But you did an unboxing actually, which you don't unbox a ton. So when you
Mm-hmm.
unbox, it's usually pretty good. So what's
Yeah.
your first one of the night, man, that you got? This is a beaut.
Well, I got to be honest, man. I started picking up a bunch of figures, and I was just running out of real estate to put these things mint on card. That's one of the problems when you're in collecting that you got to look at, man, is how much room you have for everything. And this particular figure, I wasn't going to unbox, but the detail on it, I wanted to see the rest of it. So, of course, I'm talking about the Network Spotlight Diesel, and I posed him with the fist in the air there. He got an incredible leather jacket there. It's of course not soft goods or anything, but it still looks good. You got the detail on the back here on the leather outfit. Big Daddy Cool presented loud and proud on the chest there. Got the one biker glove. You love the detail of just the one biker glove because, you know, of course, on the other ones there, on the classic superstars, usually he had stuff that just wasn't a part of his attire. But this is an incredible figure, dude. I love it. You got the iconic Nash pants with the frillies on the side and shit. Just great shit,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
That's a nice one there. That facial scan on that one a little bit. Who do you think that looks like more?
To be honest with you, it looks like Diesel a little bit, but then it looks like the fake Diesel, Glenn Jacobs a little, and
God,
then I
you
also
got it
see the
right
Big
there.
Show a little bit too.
You do, man. I saw the fake Diesel one that he had more. You know who else as well in there? I could see some Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns a little bit. They probably took a little off of that, but
Yeah.
I think they did a pretty damn good job. And then you got the tattoo detail as well that I thought they did
No, the
phenomenal.
tattoo detail's phenomenal on that one. The facial scan's pretty good. That's a beautiful one that they did, man. That's the one
Yeah.
that was a Target exclusive, right?
It was a Target exclusive. The network spotlights are all Target exclusive, and it
Yep.
is just phenomenal. I'm ashamed to see that they're going, but I'm very happy the Legend series is coming back. So hey,
Oh
we'll
yeah.
take it.
Oh yeah, man. Beautiful one right there. I think you got to hit your second one here before I hit my
Oh
one here
sure.
because they kind of all fall hand in hand in some way, shape, or form. So
This one here I got for $11, and the condition on the bottom, of course, on the defining moments, the tape sometimes comes loose, so it comes apart. So you know, for the price, I couldn't turn this down. I had been looking for this figure forever, and of course, it's the Razor Ramon Defining Moments. You get that iconic
oh man,
Intercontinental title there, the purple vest. You got the Razor outfit that he's known for with the jewelry. Just a beautiful fucking figure, man. And this is probably the best one. It's got his jewelry and everything. You flip it to the side, you got the Great Scott Hall picture there. I love the detail on the back, though. This is what sells this figure to me. You
yep,
get
the
all
gold
this
chains.
jewelry here in the
Yeah.
window, and that's just beautiful. They even included the one with the razor blade, so that's how detailed they got with it. This, of course, I believe I've never read this on the back here. So, draped in gold chains, flicking a toothpick at anyone who crossed his path. Razor oozed machismo. He began making waves soon after his WWE debut in '92. Most notably, when he helped Ric Flair defeat the Macho Man for the WWE Championship. Razor Ramon proclaimed he was the only real man in the WWE, and if you wanted to be like him, you had to act like him and take whatever you want. Although he quickly became known as the bad guy, his in ring ability proved his skills were quite opposite of bad. His biggest defining WWE moment came when he faced Shawn Michaels in a groundbreaking Intercontinental Championship match, and that was the ladder match at WrestleMania 10. He defeated the Heartbreak Kid in an epic match regarded by many to be one of the greatest moments in sports entertainment history.
That's a beaut, man. That's one of the best defining moments that is out there, man. And it's a really nice one. They had some
Yeah,
hell of a detail in that one right there.
yeah, they really did.
Such iconic characters that was out during that time frame, man. A lot of times that people don't remember. Like I know it was the pre-attitude era. You know, this was a time right before these guys were really getting ready to make a difference and make a big impact. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, man, like these guys nailed it. I'm gonna pull an audible here. I'm gonna grab one I
Oh
didn't
boy.
talk about here. This
Oh
is from
boy.
we did it on a lost episode, but it's I'm gonna bring it out again because it needs to be done. All right. So I'm gonna go to the Wall of Fame. This is one of my favorite ones I got too. And he was a big part of this pre-attitude era. And he ended up this is a great figure. Of course, it's a classic with me. You're gonna get classics mainly. But
Absolutely.
this has the WCW Mastodon helmet where that would smoke that he would come out with. And like I said, we covered this on a Lost episode that didn't get out there. I forget what the reason was we didn't get it out there, but it was probably some issue that we had on an episode or a taping or something. But this is none other than the Vader
Oh shit.
classic.
I love the soft goods on this one, man.
Oh, dude, it's great, man. This is phenomenal. This one right here, like, like this is great outfit. The only one I don't like is the bodies they did for the bigger guys. They made them all just look like dumpy like piles of shit.
Yeah,
And
the
I know
bigger
they were a
guys
little
do.
soft, but yeah, I know they were a little soft, but my God, man, here we go. I'll get up a little closer. Vader was not as jelly bellied as they made him out to be kind of here, but man, they got him all the way through with the Mastodon helmet. This is more WCW time frame, but you got the Vader gloves, they got the whole mask with everything on it, and then they got the soft goods there for his leotard that he would wear, his little one piece that he had on. Tremendous look on it. Like I think it's a great figure. This line was a tremendous line too. This one had Hulk Hogan in the late 1980s version of his yellow and the yellow and red there, man, the red and yellow. Yep. And it also had a Hulk Hogan Hollywood from when he had the NWO belt in this one here, the NWO title belt from WCW.
Mm-hmm.
They also had Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. You had Classy Freddie Blassie, which I just recently picked up this one. It's actually here.
That's a great one, man.
It's a beaut, man. That's a beaut. I'll highlight that on a manager's episode soon or something, but we'll do that eventually. And then they got the Jerry the King Lawler one with the crown. And then you also have Bruiser Brody in this. And one I just picked up today, you have Chief J Strongbow as well.
Look at that headdress on there, man. Does that look anything like the actual release that they did?
No, not at all. It's so
unbelievable.
It's the only negative to it. It's a beautiful fig, but it doesn't look at all anything like it, man. It's really sucks on it, to be honest with you, compared to what they show. Because the way they show it here, it looks like
it's like this big illustrious headdress, and then like you get a piece of shit, Yeah,
I'm waiting to see in person, man, to really compare it and see it. Just from what I've seen in the pictures, I'm just like, it's still a beautiful fig nonetheless. But
yeah,
I mean,
it looks like a great Indian headdress. It's just not as flamboyant as that one is,
Yeah, so it was like whatever on it, man. I was a little bummed, but with that too. But I picked it up today for a really sweet deal of a price there. I'll say it when I do that one on a future episode. But I definitely got it for a score of the week. They get pretty hefty on price on that one, so I picked that up. But I thought the Vader one would fit here, the pre-Attitude Era, because he was a big part of it. And he had a big part of it here when he beat this gentleman up right now that I'm going to close it out with tonight. Now, this figure is from when he was an active wrestler. This isn't from his commissioner days. The commissioner days one will show on a future episode, but I don't have it on me right now. So it's coming. We'll hit this up again. I'm a huge fan of him. I wasn't around during his ring time. I know a lot about his career. I know he had a legendary career, but I loved him as an announcer. I loved him when he was the commissioner for a good period of time over there, because he was the commissioner for a couple years after Jack Tunney ended up passing away or leaving the Federation, or however that worked at the time in real life. But he was like the actor after Jack Tunney version. But this is his wrestling figure nonetheless, and he was a big part of this pre-Attitude Era. And he was a big part of the WWF family for many, many years. And it's the one and only Gorilla Monsoon.
And that's a beaut right there, man.
It is, man. It's the Gorilla Monsoon Classic here, and it comes from a really great line in this one as well. This line has Sabu, Mr. Perfect, Bruno Sammartino. It has Rocky Maivia, the blue chip, which I have behind me. It has the Harley Race, which me and you both have. I have that on the side. We highlighted a few weeks, about a month or two back or something like that on an episode, I believe. There's also a Greg the Hammer Valentine in this one, and the American Dream, Mr. Dusty Rhodes on there as well. Great line in this. Man. Yeah, great line in this one for sure. And this was a great figure. It's got the sledgehammer we come out with. It's got the soft goods as well, like for his one piece there that they had for him. Great facial skin on him. It looks just like him during his active days. He debuted in 1958 of all things, 1958. He was 450 pounds, 6'5". His finishing move was the Gorilla Splash, the Giant Swing, the Airplane Spin, and his Gorilla Chops that he would do. And he did them to Vader when Vader attacked at him, if you saw on an old Raw there. from back in the day. So
I never got to see Gorilla perform, man. I got to be honest with you. I usually like to call myself a wrestling historian. I've never seen a Gorilla Monsoon match.
just some old school ones. He was a tag team wrestler more so than anything. He was in a tag team. I cannot remember who his tag team partner is offhand. Like I said, he was way before my time. But I have some Gorilla Monsoon stories on an episode of Wrestling with Reality if you go back and listen to it. And it's with wrestling historian John Arezzi. So if you ever guys want to go back and check it out on the podcast, John told some great Gorilla Monsoon stories on there actually about Gorilla Monsoon back in his heyday wrestling. Because he would go and John did all the photography as well as different things for the WWF for Vince McMahon Sr. and worked for him. And he was a big time wrestling historian. And on
Sounds
that,
like Paul Heyman a little bit.
oh yeah, he was before Paul Heyman, bro. He was before Paul Heyman. John was going out there. John was one of the original guys with the dirt sheets, actually. So he is.
I didn't know that. That's pretty damn crazy.
Yeah, I'll tell you some more stuff about John off the air. John's a phenomenal piece of knowledge. He has a podcast with Jim Cornette, Sky Brian Last there. I forget the name of the podcast offhand. I'm sorry. Pro Wrestling Spotlight. Then, Now, and Forever, I think is what it's called, because John started Pro Wrestling Spotlight, which was a kind of like a pre-dirt sheet, and it was a radio show that they did as well. John's photography.
They were pioneers then.
Dude, John's pioneer, man. John was the president of the Classy Freddie Blassie fan club as well. So he was very, very, very good friends in real life with a lot of the guys. And he tells some great Freddie Blassie stories as well on the episode when he was on his fan club. So if you want an interesting listen from a wrestling historical side, from the Gorilla Monsoon days, the Freddie Blassies, the Vince McMahon Sr., and to the transition of Vince McMahon Jr., I suggest going back and listening in the archives of Wrestling with Reality to John Arezzi's stuff. And go check out his podcast. And John's a tremendous guy, man. He's a really good guy. Wealth of just wrestling knowledge, more than me and you could ever hope to know in a lifetime with wrestling. Just really cool dude. It's good to see him back in, and just really good guy, man. Some cool stories on that episode, but a lot of cool Gorilla Monsoon stuff that he told on there as well, and Freddie Blassie and some of the guys we were just talking about. So a lot of fun, man. Definitely check it out. Loved the Gorilla figure. It was a score of the week for me. I got it for $12, man. I couldn't complain about getting it.
You can't fucking beat that with a stick. Fucking Gorilla Monsoon for $12. I'm in all day.
Yeah, seriously, it's been. I bought so many classics. Everybody knows who watches this show frequently how much I love classics and how much Richie loves certain other things that he loves with merch and the merch stand and his guys and everything. We all have our things that we love, man. And classics is mine. And I've been on a manager's kick with getting all the managers that I could find lately. I just got it, like I said, a Classy Freddy, a Lou Albano, a bunch of other ones. And then it's been a buyer's market with the Corona stuff going on right now. And people have been flipping stuff for crazy prices just to get rid of it. So I'm always, like we always say in here, we've been hopping on as much as we can get on. So good stuff.
I'll gladly stimulate the fucking economy with that shit, man. No doubt about it. It's a buyer's market, like you said, right now.
It is, man. We're just being capitalist here, man. We're putting it back into the economy, man. We're stimulating it out with our things there. We're working hard. We got to give back to the economy and to the people working hard out there to ship their goods and sell their goods. That's all. As long as we can do it, we're going to do it. And if they're going to offer it for a good price, we're going to hook it up, man, and go buy it out there. So coming to an eBay store near you, Richie Reardon and John Wangland will be there if you got the right deal, man. And if you got the right figs, we're on it like blue effing bonnet, man. Well,
yeah,
fun show, Richie, as always. Anything you want to throw out there before we sign off for this episode, buddy?
Go over and check our podcasts out. We're going to be doing a great episode on Gentleman Chris Adams, the murder of him, and I think it's going to be pretty groundbreaking. I've actually looked for anybody to cover this out there on the internet, and nobody's done it yet, as far as I can tell. So I think it's going to be something interesting that we can break into, kind of do some justice for it, and talk about a subject that's not really talked about in the wrestling world.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, man, with him. Not because of the topic, but just because people don't know a lot about Chris Adams, man.
They don't.
Had a legendary career, man. Like, he really does. And there is a documentary that was done on him. It's called A Gentleman's Story. I've watched part of it.
Wow.
It's never really made it mainstream at all. It didn't make it mainstream
That's
at all.
insane.
Yeah, it was like a kicker campaign that they did, and they threw it out on YouTube and stuff, and online, and you can go out and watch it and find it. It's a little hard to find. I'll have to refine a link for you, Richie. But I saw part one of it, and it's whew, man, for Wrestling Anonymous, that's a definite topic right there, because the end of his life is absolutely fucking insane. Excuse my language
Do they,
there.
do they cover his death and everything in that?
Yeah, from what I
Wow.
understand, they do. I
I wonder
saw
why
the
I've never heard of this when I looked for it. I looked everywhere today on the
I did a
internet to
lot
see
of
if I could
research
find
on
something.
it, man, for the
Wow.
show. So I got some good knowledge on gentleman Chris
Very
Adams
cool.
and his lifestyle. He was,
I'm gonna have to ride shotgun with you this time around, man, because you
yeah, I
seem to
got
know a
this
lot
one.
about
Yeah, he his unfortunate death is related a lot to GHB. So have you
it.
ever have you ever heard of
Uh,
it?
I've heard of that stuff, unfortunately. Yep, that's pretty brutal shit, man.
Yeah, it took his psyche and it made some crazy things, but you got to listen to that episode to find out more. And I got a lot of information, so we'll have that out probably next week sometime. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be out already. We always tape in advance, about 4 or 5 episodes in advance, and we try to drop 2 to 3 episodes a week. Out 2 minimum is what we get typically. 3 is our maximum we usually put out. So we always try to have like 5 or 6 in the can. So we always got plenty of content if life gets busy. So by the time you're listening to this, I guarantee you, gentleman Chris Adams will be out and you guys will hear it. And it's a crazy story, and it goes back to his world class days. And I'm actually trying to get more information on it from some people that were in world class championship wrestling, that might be able to shed some light on it. So I'm working on that right now
Beautiful.
too. So yeah, I'm working on it, see if I can nail them down. But on our Von Erich episode, I will have 2 people when we do the Von Erichs. I will have like one definitely, 2 maybe, that will come on and talk about the Von Erich family and what was going on down there. So
Wonderful, dude.
that's a
We've
guarantee for
got
that.
great stuff coming on our podcast side of
Dude,
things. If you
fun
guys haven't
stuff.
checked it out, I don't know what to tell you, man. We give you all the wrestling content you can handle and then some. So go check Reality Check podcast out. That's the other side of our thing. A lot of people don't know. This is a very small piece to the whole puzzle there. So we hope you're enjoying Fig Life. This is our video cast side of things, and we try to put out the best content we can for the figure world. This is our new venture here, and you guys are going to become a main focus because we want to get this thing built and a community here where you guys feel safe to come and talk about your hobbies and your collections and stuff, and we want you as interactive as possible. Still waiting on you guys to send us some pictures of your collections. We want to feature it in the show. Get that over there, rickybobby112@gmail.com, and we'll get that on the show as quick as possible. So that's all I
Yeah,
got, man.
we'll have a fan one coming up here soon here with one of the gentlemen I was telling you about earlier. So we'll have that coming up soon. We'll get him on with us, and we got to get Van Daminator on too to get him
Yeah.
for his unboxing there. And then I'm
It's
gonna do
hard
it.
to nail him down because he's a younger guy and he's kind of
Gotcha,
working a lot in the Corona, Corona shit going
gotcha.
on right now. So he's making that a priority. So we'll get him on here eventually.
Well, Van Daminator, thanks for your work in the community to work for that, man. We'll get him on soon, and we'll be doing some more cool stuff with everything. So keep checking it out. Keep checking out all the podcasts. I flashed them up here. If I'm not doing it now on the screen for you guys, you'll see it in there. And just check them out, man. We literally have everything you want that you can possibly get. I'll tell you this: we don't do review shows on our shows. We're not going to review a show in depth. We're not going to review Monday Night
Right.
Raw in depth. We're not going to review SmackDown, NXT, AEW.
We don't want to bore you to death.
Yeah, we don't want to bore you to death. That's not what we're all about. We're here to talk about the topics that are fun, that are crazy, that are outlandish, and we give a lot of opinions on stuff. And we hit the hot news items, and we go a lot into the past. We do watch-alongs. So I really want to implore you, go out and check it out. Great podcast, gaining some great traction out there too, and doing some great stuff. And we have a couple of celeb guests coming up too that's going to come on here. Some ones that I know the fake community is going to really like when we get them on the shows too. So that's coming as well. We'll announce it when we tape it. We don't ever let somebody's name out there unless we tape it. Just because sometimes when you book something, you can have last minute snafus. So we never want to not give people what we promise. So that's why we sometimes wait on names till it's all said and it's in the can. Well, this episode is desperately running out of time, as I always say, Mr. Reardon. We will be back in the next 3 to 4 days, maybe even sooner, with a new episode. So until next time, be good to yourself, be good to one another, and just remember, as always, when you are rolling right here with the Fig World Order, with the Fig Life, man, you are with us, Richie.
For life.